Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, the best there is, best there was, and the best there ever will be. And you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
Oh, what is up, everybody? Welcome to The Rewind. It's that show RN and I do every now and then when we talk about the latest happenings of wrestling in and out the ring. This week, we got a couple fun things lined up for you. BackLash is this weekend. We're going to run down the pay-per-view, give our predictions. We're going to touch on some light thoughts on AEW. They got like a whole new GM scene going on over there with the Young Bucks. Unless something happened last night that I don't know about because I have not watched Dynamite yet. And then also a cool little note: we got 3 Black World Champs in professional wrestling. That's a pretty cool thing. We're your hosts. My name's Kyle Tyson.
I am the half alive dead body of Smacked Raw Pod. I took a nap like an idiot, so I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah, man. RN, what do you think of this new getup, dude? Check this out, man.
Yeah, it's fire.
Look at the new studio, bro. Too. Yeah, dude. Not only is it green, it can be fucking blue.
Nice.
Be red. Yeah, dude. And then all that work with the photography stuff. Mm-hmm. I got this big light right behind me. It creates what's called rim light. That's like all this little bit of light you see on the back of my big ass head. Yeah, dude. Getting like a professional setup going on over here.
Well, one of us has to be professional.
I try a little bit every now and then. Really, is kind of like what I was telling you. It's more or less to facilitate the photography habit. I was like, I got to make this room like dual purpose now. And beforehand, how I had this desk ran like all the way back. It just took up too much room. So the feng shui is better. Plus, this is like your room. This is where you're sleeping when you get here. In fact, once again, if I just do this little motion right here. That, my friend, that's your bed right there.
No, that's Adam's bed.
That's your bed right there, Orange. Yeah, man. How you been, dude?
Good. It's been a good week. Sunday was my son turned 18.
Saw that.
Tuesday, I got a new car. And then yesterday, my daughter's 10, and she made the 12U softball team.
Ah, dope, dude. It has been a good week for you.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Congrats. How's it feel knowing you raised an adult? You have an adult now, an adult child.
He's not an adult.
Yeah, I know.
His dad isn't either, so... You're asking me that as we're recording a pro wrestling podcast.
I know, yeah, right? the most mature of topics to sit around and talk about.
He's immature as shit, and so is his dad, so I can't really give him shit about it. So
that's good, man. Yeah. I got my kids. They're running around here somewhere. I'm sure at some point. Oh, you know what? Actually, we probably won't see them because Knuckles just dropped. On Peacock. They're gonna be wrapped up watching that Knuckles show probably in forever at this point, man.
Is it a movie or a show?
It's a show. So it's the same universe as the Sonic movies that just came out, but they released like a mini series. I think it's like 6 or 8 episodes on Peacock. Yeah, and it has the same or Paramount Plus, not Peacock. And it's got like the same production value as the movies do, so it looks good, man. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out at some point. I just watched, although it's not a new show, I just binged the last 3 seasons of Barry. That's that Bill Hader show where he's like a hitman turning into like he wants to become an actor. Yeah. That shit is like, I mean, it was already dark, but it gets like really dark.
Does it?
It doesn't do the like. Without giving it away, it definitely goes against like conventional stories. Like a lot of stories have like anti-heroes that you want to see like get redeemed or they operate in gray areas. This one, the anti-heroes just become villains. And before you know it, the people you were cheering on in the beginning, you're like, dude, no, you're a piece of shit. And you're like beyond redemption. What the hell's going on? You're not used to a show doing that. They like to keep it ambiguous.
Right.
And this one had some balls to it.
I'm not
What's
mad
up,
at that.
noob? How you doing, bud?
What's up, guys?
We're going to be talking once again, if you're just tuning in. By the way, if you are tuning in, RN and I like to shoot this show Thursdays now. Twitch.tv/SmackedRaw. We're on a little bit earlier because RN says he's got no kids tonight. So I thought I'd do my co-host a favor and record early so you can spend the evening with your wife, girlfriend, missus, whatever y'all are, man.
Something like that.
Something like that, your partner. But yeah, man, you guys can tune in twitch.tv/SmackedRaw. We also, all of our stuff goes live as well on youtube.com/SmackedRawPodcast, as well as our Twitter page @SmackedRaw. You can always see our shows streamed over there as well. If you want to chat with us, though, do it from YouTube or Twitch. Anything that pops up in the chat on Twitter, I do not think shows up in the live stream. Just as something I'm figuring out. I don't know. But, RN, first on the docket today, man. I didn't realize that. I don't know if this is a rarity or if it's just a moment to celebrate, but we're currently in the midst of having 3 Black World Champions. AEW, we got Swerve Strickland. Over on TNA, we got Moose. And then I believe NXT, right? Just got, what's his name?
Trick Williams.
Trick Williams, that's right. Who I didn't realize he was involved in that incredibly tasteless Nigerian gimmick that fucking Apollo Crews had.
Yeah.
Remember when we came out with the spear and he had like the militants with him? Apparently Trick Williams was one of the militants. I had no idea.
You forgot one more.
Who's the other? Who?
Cody Rhodes.
Ah, shit. Yeah. You can't forget Cody, man. You see,
those Martin Luther King, Cody memes, bro. Like, I still go back and look at those. Those are fucking top notch, bro.
Yeah, and then Noob says we got Oba Femi. He's the North American champion in NXT, right, as well? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know nothing about that. I haven't watched NXT in a while, although I probably am going to start because Gavin, my oldest boy, he says he wants to check it out. And I'm like, dude, if you want to watch it Tuesday nights, I'll throw it on, man.
Yeah, it's dope. I mean, it's not up to what the Black and Gold used to be yet. But the reason why I like it is because it's all new people. It's not people they signed from the indies for the most part. It's all people that they're training, and it's what NXT was originally. So it's like, and you know that these people that they're putting time behind, you know that they're going to be something on the main roster because Triple H, the continuity and his team, they're all together. So they're not going to bring them up to fucking SmackDown, change him to a fucking dominatrix character or some shit or
simp. God, man, I remember.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the main reason why I've got on board with NXT, because now, like, I know that these guys, it's like watching college football or college basketball. You know the stars are gonna move up to the NFL and be dope. So that's the main reason why, like, I've actually got on board with NXT.
Do you think that within the next decade that we're going to have, do you think the relationship between Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams will blossom into like years of back and forth? Or do you think these guys, you know, had their big story in NXT and won't be touched upon as like a foundational feud in the main roster once
I don't know.
I'm kind of
I'm kind of here for it and not at the same time, because like they always throw the Black characters together and make them all have to be like in their orbit of each other all the time. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it could be like some Sammy Kevin shit where you get fucking a dope ass feud for 10 years, and whenever the chips are down and you need something to, you know what I'm saying, get you going to like your mid card or even your main event, like, I think that would be dope.
In case of emergency, break glass.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that was going to be the comparison I wanted to make. I just wasn't sure if it was fair to, because, you know, like Sammy and Kevin worked like a decade together on the indies prior to NXT.
Well, I mean, but to me, like 3 years in NXT is damn near a decade for real.
That's true, man. Yeah. So,
and it helped too that they were at the start of the 2.0 era.
That's true. Yeah, they were too. They got to get through that together.
Like at the start, it was always, why can't Baron? Why can't I?
Corbin?
Corbin? No, not Corbin. Fucking Braun Breaker. I don't know why I keep.
Braun Breaker. Yeah.
It was Braun Breaker and Carmelo Anthony out the gate. Like they propped them up and presented them as the top two in that rebrand. And Trick was, as we don't think about it, but Trick was along with that for that whole ride. So.
Yeah, and they've already, in one match, I've seen this take online, one match, they've already said that Carmelo, they've already established him as a character more in that one match with Cody Rhodes than Braun Breaker's had in his, 8 squash matches that he's had on the main roster.
But also what helps with that is, Carmelo is Cody's guy.
Yeah. How so? I didn't know that.
When Cody was coming back, that Carmelo and a couple other guys are the ones that helped worked out with him and trained and helped him get back when he came back from his
Okay. I got you. Yeah.
And he was on their radar when they was in AEW, but Triple H and them ended up swooping him up. So
hey, what's up, buddy? I threw up. You threw up? Oh God. Where did you throw up? Are you okay? Go get you some water. Great. I'm gonna have a stomach bug in fucking 2 days, man. God damn it.
Just get all y'all's fucking sickness out and disinfect before we get there.
God damn it, dude.
But no,
I don't think it's ever done, man. We get 1 or 2 good weeks and then one of us is sick again.
Well, first of all, they're dirty little boys, and second of all, they're under 10 years old. Ava brings me home something at least once a month.
God knows, man.
But no, it wasn't a coincidence that his first match on SmackDown was with Cody Rhodes. I can tell you that. Yeah,
it wasn't bad. It was a good match too. The draft just took place. RN. I think the general consensus is it was underwhelming. A lot of people got drafted to the same show that they were already on. My question is though, that's how it would normally happen anyways. No. If everybody swaps shows, then you just have the same pairings on a different night of the week.
Well, I guess my thing is, I'm not mad at it going that way, but don't call it a draft. Don't set it up like a NBA or NFL draft, and then you just draft the same fucking people. If you're going to do it that way, make it NXT only. If you're going to keep it the draft, or just call it the Superstar Shakeup. If it's only going to be a couple people that move, which we knew that was going to be the case, don't call it a draft. I love the presentation of it. I loved it them being the GMs and having their guys, fucking Bubba Ray clowning and shit, and fucking Bradshaw. Everything about the presentation and everything around the draft was fucking fire. I love that sports feel about it, and it looked like a real NFL or NBA draft room, you know what I'm saying? But you just picked the same motherfuckers that were already on your show to begin with. So you didn't really draft anybody. The only people that actually got drafted were the NXT guys and then Andrade and a couple other people and Nia Jax swapping shows. Other than that, nothing really was popping out at your eye catching.
I think that was one of the things I saw too, was that people said if you just had branded it a shake-up, a superstar shakeup, it would have made more sense and the expectations would have been a little bit more grounded. On top of that too, WWE also wasn't really clear with how it was going to work. At one point they had Ava in there and they made it look like NXT was going to have the ability to draft wrestlers and stuff, when clearly that's not what NXT is for. It is a system to feed up to Raw and SmackDown.
Which I'm glad they stuck it that way, because I thought the Triple H was trying to kind of move it towards it being a third brand, especially when Corbin and all those people started going down. Yeah, but I'm glad they're keeping it as the minor leagues or the feeder system.
It's kind of it's kind of like the same issue that AEW is going to have. No matter what you do, it's never going to feel as big as WWE. So don't try to pull the wool over your fans' eyes and try to make NXT up as impactful on the week-to-week basis of the stories as Raw or SmackDown.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just your NXT champ, unfortunately, will never be on the level of your WWE champ.
Yeah.
So you're right about that.
And like I said, you saw me people NXT fucking had. You could have made it a draft just with NXT.
Yeah. No, that was pretty dope. I liked how word came out. It was pretty obvious. None of the wrestlers knew. You know, a lot of them had feelings. They might be getting called up, but none of them knew until it was read. So all the reactions were very genuine.
And it was like a draft. Like it was like a real fucking draft. You're sitting there with your people. Everybody had their suits on, suited and booted. You get drafted, you're hugging and dapping up your squad and shit and everything like that. That's what I'm saying. Like that, those parts of it were fucking amazing and what we expect from a draft. It was just all the other shit where Raw's keeping our whole roster. SmackDown's keeping all right. Well, I'll give you him for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they did it like that, like the Dave Chappelle racial draft or some shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's ways they can improve upon it. Like I said, this is one of the things I've been disappointed with Triple H with since he took over was this draft. But other than that, I mean, like I said, the NXT portion was fire.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. I also,
that was fire too. He was literally on
Tony Khan. Yeah,
he was literally in the draft room with the thing, but he was like moving around like nothing was wrong. Like
good on Tony for that too. By the way, did you catch Dynamite last night?
I caught bits and pieces of it.
I got up to a little past Edge's match. I think I didn't watch it last night because I just got home super late, and I was trying to watch it today. They fucked
Kenny up. That shit was dope.
Yeah, I gotta watch. Don't spoil the shit for me. I just gotta go back.
All I'm saying is it scared the shit out of me at first because I thought he really was coming out to retire.
Oh shit! But
he was like crying and getting choked up and shit. I'm like, oh my god, this motherfucker really about to retire.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the guys' injuries are like fucking like very uncertain with a lot of wrestlers right now that injured.
What is it? That diverticulitis? Whatever. People fucking die from that shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same shit that took Brock out of MMA, made him retire from fighting.
Yeah.
As far as that goes, I got the bits that I did see. The Young Bucks being like the heel GMs. I mean, granted, AEW ain't the first one to do the trope, and the trope is played out quite a bit. But for the bit that I did see, I thought it was actually pretty funny. And it also seems like the Young Bucks feel really natural in this role. It's what I'm just echoing what you've been saying. Like their character presentation of like the heel EVPs and stuff. And then kind of just taking all the legit criticism that was tossed at them over the years and have now finally turned it into like a character that makes sense, like on TV, and I'm having fun with it while we're going on. You know what I mean? It could go off the rails any week, like airing like CM Punk footage and shit. But it's been pretty fun when it's done right.
What did Stone Cold famously say? That the most successful wrestlers, their character is just themselves turned up to 1,000.
Yeah, man.
So all the Bucks did, like they probably do. We know they do all this stuff backstage, and they are a big part of how the company runs. So now they just fucking like they're not gonna be like I'll spoil this. Like in the control room, they were like Tony was like giving his spiel about what happened to him and everything, and then they just cut the shit and it goes to them, and they're like on the control board and shit.
No, I laughed at that shit. I loved it,
bro.
Man.
This is what I've been trying to tell people for years. Is the Bucks are not what you think. They really are fucking geniuses, and they really are good at booking shows and booking. Not even just themselves, just everybody that's in their orbit. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I love Okada. Okada has never been this fucking entertaining like this as long as I've been watching him. Like, he was always super serious, come down, do the Rainmaker, all about business. Like, he's never been this entertaining as long as I've been watching Okada. So, and I know the Bucks are a huge part of that. So to me, like, all y'all can shut the fuck up and just admit you were wrong. The Bucks are done. Look at me defending AEW.
Look at you. And I've been criticizing him for like the last 3 weeks.
Look at us. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? I mean, it was fun. Dude, let's get into Backlash. Backlash is this weekend, of course. It's over. It's taking place over in France, not Paris.
I'm gonna be honest. I had no idea there was a pay-per-view this weekend.
Yeah, I know, right? It kind of crept up. It's airing in the middle of the day because they're going by European time. So for us, it's going to take place in like the afternoon. The match card has got some good matches on here, some fun ones. RN and I are going to run it down for you guys. Give our predictions, and then we'll get out of here, man. And we'll do like a good like a 45-minute show. So I'm going to be going by what's posted on CBS Sports. They updated their predictions. Yeah, like 5 hours ago. So this is like the closest one. Plus, I love CBS Sports. Anytime I look at WWE stuff, this is where it is. So
it just makes you feel like it's more legit too because it's on CBS.
Yeah, man. I remember whenever I would try to like use this shit for our recap, and then I realized I'm reading an article from like 3 weeks ago. And we'd be like halfway through reviewing Raw, and I'd be like, "What the fuck? This took place a month ago." That's terrible at doing my research. First match: Randy Orton, Kevin Owens taking on the Bloodline. Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga. What are you thinking about Tama, man?
Tama. He's done. I mean, he's fire. Like the thing that I like, but also dislike is that. He's Solo's heater, but he's like half his size.
You know what? I've seen Gorillas of Destiny plenty of times. Mm-hmm. It never occurred to me. Like, he always seemed larger.
Yeah.
I was expecting him to be... I mean, I wasn't expecting him to be like Roman Reigns size.
Right.
But I was expecting him to be bigger. I didn't realize how big he was, man. Like, he is a bit on the smaller size.
He's like fucking J&J security, but cooler, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm kind of nervous that he's in this faction to eat pins, which isn't going to look good. Yeah, which isn't going to look good considering Solo had been pinned like 38 times since he beat John Cena. So getting pinned to save face for the guy that also was just getting pinned feels a little bit weak to me. But the character work is phenomenal. And I'm already seeing rumblings out there that people believe that his character work is already overshadowing Solo.
Yeah.
And
which is why I don't mind him taking the pins because it'll kind of even out their dynamic. Because I don't think people realize he was even mainly the mouthpiece for the Bullet Club,
Gorilla.
even when the Bucks and them were there, and Gorillas of Destiny, like everything, he was the mouthpiece for the most part. And his fucking work on the internet, fucking chef's kiss.
Yeah, no, Tama Tonga is pretty dope. This match is going to be good. Dude, I don't know. This one's kind of a toss-up for me. I'm going to say that the Bloodline gets the win here.
I'm hoping Jacob Fatu debuts.
You think debuts?
Everybody's saying that he's supposedly signed and he hasn't been taking no bookings, so I'm hoping he pulls his Solo and fucking fucks up one of them.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if because the one thing that the Bloodline really had going for it is the strength in numbers. It always had, it was the one of the only like 5-man factions. Yeah, like when you had Sammy in there. You know what I mean? They constantly had a numbers advantage.
And that was what I always said. Like every fucking faction is 3. So if you're gonna have your dominant faction be in control of everything, they should have more people than fucking 3. It shouldn't be an even fight.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get Jacob Fatu in there. I'm hoping that the Bloodline start off with a win. Kevin Owens and Randy Orton aren't an established team. You know what I mean? And technically neither are Solo and Tama. But obviously the Bloodline is looking to continue forward, whereas Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, this could be the last time they pair up. I want to see the Bloodline get the win here. Next up, WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. This is happening a lot faster than I anticipated. I don't know why, though. It seems pretty obvious. The Kabuki Warriors taking on the team of Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Honestly, feel like this should just be a squash match. Feel like Bianca and Jade should go out there, wreck house, be a dominant tag team, a la like the fucking Brothers of Destruction, Undertaker and Kane. Anytime Undertaker and Kane paired up, it wasn't even fair. They would just tear up everybody. I feel like that is what should happen when you have two extremely dominant singles competitors and then they form a tag team. You can write the story that tag teams, their chemistry is better than like two singles people trying to work together, but sometimes the dominance of those singles competitors should outweigh and unfortunately at the expense of your established tag teams. I think the Bianca and Jade should win this hands down.
Yeah, and it doesn't. I mean, I agree with you too, and you know how I am about like throwing together tag teams, like beating your established ones. But like, this is not that. This is maybe two of the biggest stars in the entire fucking industry, and you see how they feel about Bianca, the number 1 overall draft pick.
Yeah,
which we didn't even bring. Like that shit still blew my mind. Like I figured she'd be the number 1 woman, but I didn't think she'd be the number one overall.
Pick. Yeah.
So to me, like, that lets me know that she's one of those people where you don't need a title. She's one of those people where you can throw her in anything. Like, to me, like, that was fucking dope. And, like, I feel a lot better about her position. Because before I was like, she hasn't been around the title for a little while. They got her in this shit with damage control. Like, is she losing something? And then them doing that, even though it was not a real fucking draft, whatever, but it was still symbolic. Them picking her number 1 overall. And them doing the stats with it too, like the first woman overall, first black woman. You know what I'm saying? Like they played it up.
They knew it. They were. Man, we're gonna get to pat ourselves on the back so fucking hard when we. And
I don't with stuff like that. Like I don't mind, especially like not even the race car, but just with women and like everything that's going on with women's sports. Like, go ahead and take that if you can. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm definitely not mad at that, and I think they're definitely gonna squash these motherfuckers. Black Girl Magic.
The Kabuki Warriors don't stand a chance in this, honestly.
Just
I'm gonna be insulted if it's like even competitive. I mean, trust me, I love Dakota. It's not Dakota. It's
Asuka and Kairi Sane.
Yeah, Asuka and Kairi Sane. I love them to death, man. But I mean, it's.
I would feel better about it if it was Asuka and Dakota, but Kairi Sane literally looks like Jade Cargill's daughter in there. You know what I'm saying? Put her on her hip. So
no, she is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, at least we know Asuka is a dominant champion and a dominant woman. But like, no, this is squash match. We don't even need to talk about this one.
Right. Next match, Bayley taking on Naomi and Tiffany Stratton. I have this picked to actually be the match of the night. I think the women are going to show out what they can do. The talent in this alone, all three of them are extremely gifted in the ring. Bayley, probably one of the best storytellers in the ring in the women's division. Naomi was always touted for years as the most athletic woman in the women's division. Obviously now that is a higher ceiling given Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, but Naomi is no slouch herself. And then Tiffany Stratton just feels like she has a rocket attached to her back right now. Like
she's my favorite character and my favorite. Well, because to me it was like her character work was getting her over in the beginning, and her character work was so good. Yeah, no one was really paying attention about how good she actually was in the ring. And then once people started seeing that, it was like, holy shit, she has a dope character, and she's fucking banging in the ring because you get so caught up in the blonde hair and the tits and shit. And
she looks like a Barbie doll, man.
And they played into that because right when she was like getting hot was when the movie was coming out. So like they played into all of that, but you didn't really pay attention that she's fucking dope in the fucking ring and probably has the best moonsault in wrestling right now, hands down. You know what I'm saying? So she's been my top pick for a while. So like I think this is her time, honestly. I know she's not probably still gonna be Bayley, but
it's gonna be Bayley in my opinion. I don't see Bayley. The quick spoiler, I don't see any titles changing hand outside of the women's tag team. But I think it's going to be a fantastic match.
It's going to be a showcase for Naomi and Tiffy.
Yeah, dude. It's going to be great all around, man. I can't wait. I like how Tiffany Stratton's moonsault gets compared to Christopher Daniels' moonsault. Although I will say I feel bad for Io Sky because it's like we just spent like the last what feels like 5 years talking about how Io's got like the best moonsault, and all of a sudden, come Tiffany, and nobody's talking about Io's moonsault anymore.
Well, because Tiffany's twice Io size and probably gets about 10 feet more air.
Yeah, no, he's good. And she does the double jump. She jumps on both turnbuckles. That's why she's got a leg up. Yeah, man.
Black man's kryptonite.
So yeah, Bayley for the win. World Heavyweight Championship match. Damian Priest taking on Jey Uso. This is Damian Priest's first defense. Main event. Jey finally returning to the main event. I think he hasn't had a title shot since his loss to Roman when Jimmy turned heel, which was probably one of the lowest the lowest moments in that whole Bloodline saga. But anyways, Jey is back. This feels like a foregone conclusion. I feel bad that Jey is put in these matches where he doesn't really feel like he has a chance to win. I feel like somebody else probably could use this spot because I really
want to see him into Daniel Bryan, bro.
Yeah. I want to see Jey like more for him, but also I am optimistic at the same time that he's got to be a world champion down the road.
Yeah,
like this can't just run where he loses every world title opportunity and then just reunites with his brother and goes back to being a tag team. I feel like that would be like one of the biggest like wastes of potential if he doesn't capture the world title at some point in the next like 2 years.
Right. Especially with them making him the #1 draft pick.
Yeah, that too, exactly. With that being said, I think this is going to be the match with like all the shenanigans. I think this is going to be a fun match between the two. You're going to get Judgment Day involved. You already know.
Ricochet and Andrade.
Yeah, maybe Logan Paul. Logan Paul was out there talking smack and everything. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Although, like I said, it'd be a crime if Damian Priest lost his belt on his first defense.
And then that part, that just reminded me, they had fucking Patrick Mahomes set up as the heel in Kansas City. And thought that he was going to get booed.
Did you hear the story? Did you hear the story on that?
No.
It was a sponsored segment. So it wasn't WWE posting him in there as like, you're right, the dynamic of being a heel is he's got to deal with Prime.
Yeah, he had the Prime and shit on. I did know that, but I didn't know that was...
So so like Prime, I might be getting the details wrong here, but it was the sponsors created that segment, which is kind of bad.
Well, first of all, it was Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. It doesn't matter what, he could kill a child and he wouldn't get booed there. Second of all, they had the two dudes to stop the gunman at the parade there with him next to him. What did y'all think was like? That was not gonna go how y'all thought it was gonna go, bro.
I think as dumb as it was, I think everyone had fun with it and just took it for what it was. Yeah. You know, luckily, I don't think it's gonna have like lingering effects.
You got Braun fucking booed on his first night back, bro.
Yeah, that was. I think Braun was the one who.
That's the most part. Like that.
Yeah, that was the worst part of it.
The Logan shit, I understand. Like, cause he's what do they call? I can't even fucking think of the word. He's fucking divisive anyway. But but why would you do that to Braun on his fucking first night back? Him trying to beat up fucking Patrick Mahomes in his kingdom with two bona fide heroes, not just like his offensive lineman there kicking it with him. Two dudes that stopped a gunman from killing people at a parade. Like, what the fuck were y'all thinking?
And they teamed up with the heels, man. I don't know.
Why did they give that to like Thick Boy's dumbass or something? Like, why would you do that to Braun on his first night back?
Yeah, it's an odd one, but it is what it is. That's what happens when you let corporate sponsors run your creative.
Well, which I get. Like, I know they know that. Like any other city, you did that with Patrick Mahomes. Yes, he's gonna get booed. It might have been a fucking riot, but not in his home kingdom. Across the street from his stadium. Like
they should have done that. Yeah, they could have done that. Who was the last people to lose to them? Who just lost to them in the Super Bowl?
San Francisco.
Yeah, you just done it in California. There you go.
or Philly the night after WrestleMania or something.
Yeah, true.
That would have been a full-blown fucking riot if they had did that with him there. Like, but no, you don't do that at his home place.
What did you? I just saw Theodore or Tim or Ted. Ted just joined us. I can never remember, man. But he's in the chat. What's going on, man?
What's up, guy whose name starts with a T? That bit's never gonna get old.
His Test. That's it. His Test.
Okay.
His name is Test. Fuck it hell. Damian Priest is winning this one, man, with all the shenanigans. It's gonna be a fun match. I think this card. So if there's one thing that I should have mentioned in the beginning of this, with it being an international card, they are going to show out. WWE makes it a point to make all of their international cards feel special and
every
feel
match
like
has a match of the night potential. And I just realized that looking at this card, like, there's no filler, there's no like take a bathroom break. Maybe the women's tag team thing, but it's gonna be some shit going on, and you're getting new champions, so you might not. So you're
and
not
I mean, that one has the allure to see Jade live. You know what I mean? That one is just you see Jade it's just you're in awe of her.
And they might become champions, so you don't want to miss that. So it's like there's literally no match on here where you like fuck. I'll go to the concession stand real quick, or fuck, I'm gonna go take a piss. Like there's no match on here. You might miss something.
Yeah, man. No, it's gonna be good. And then the main event, Cody Rhodes, his first pay-per-view title defense, taking on AJ Styles, man. This is AJ. I'm glad to see AJ getting some of these title matches towards the end of his career. I feel like that's one thing I feel like when AJ, I don't want to say it. I feel like because he's vocal about like how he's coming up towards the end of his career and his mind still says go, but his body is telling him like can't, Yeah. And I feel like we're in a stage of denial, like about how close his retirement probably really is. So I think like these matches, even though we are like they feel foregone that he's probably gonna lose this match against Cody, because that would be fucking ludicrous if Cody dropped the title tomorrow on Saturday. But I think it's special alone knowing that these are probably some of AJ's last title matches you'll ever get to see.
Right. And I don't think his body ain't telling him it's over anytime soon. Yeah. You look at that motherfucker's probably in the best shape he's ever been in.
I know, but we can't feel what it's like walking around like that. You know what I mean? How it looks and how it feels can be completely different things. I always think that like that's one thing that always gets me watching like UFC and stuff. A lot of these fighters, they're like literally in the best shape of possibly like humanly possible, but then they tell you they can hardly walk because their knees are just completely gone, and you're like, it just doesn't add up. Like you look like a god, but you're telling me it hurts to walk on pavement. You know what I mean? But JJ says AJ looks like a lumberjack. He does.
He does. And that fucking hair.
With the best hair. With the best hair.
You could tell his wife is definitely a beautician, bro, because she be having that motherfucking slay.
But yeah, Cody Rhodes has got this. It's gonna be a lot. It's once again, the whole night's gonna be fun. Backlash.
That's a black king right there.
What's that?
Cody Rhodes. That's a black king right there.
Oh fuck, dude.
You see my profile picture on Twitter?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's gonna be a ton of fun. Dude, I love these international cards. I love them. WWE makes them all feel special. Yeah. The Puerto Rico one, still, dude.
Hands down.
God knows that was such a good card, and I just want the streak to continue. Let these international cards be the new NXT Black and Gold takeovers.
Yeah, and they
you
have
know what
been.
I'm saying?
They have been, because Clash of the Castle, Puerto Rico, like all of these things, every single one of these international shows where you might not necessarily remember the entire card, you do remember a moment from every single one of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Clash of the Castle was Sikoa's debut. Puerto Rico was Babani. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you remember something from every single one of them.
Oh, yeah. I remember, I don't know why, because it was like, I think the low light of the night, just Zelina's getup looked phenomenal when she was out there, man. But yeah, let us know. That's it for today, man. We're short and sweet. RN's got to go spend time with the missus. He ain't got no kids. I know how valuable that is. And then I'm going to salvage this daylight with my kids. And I'm going to go play some like T-ball with them or something. So
also,
we're going to go
idea for when we come. I want to take you to a black barbershop and get you lined up.
Dude, it's not thick enough to do it.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's not.
Look at my shit, bro. It's not. Trust me.
Yeah.
It'll be dope.
Whatever you say, bro. It's not much. The camera adds a couple follicles, man. It's really patchy.
It's not about it's not about how it looks. It's about the line of it.
Are they gonna draw on me with like Sharpie? Am I gonna have like marker on the face or something?
No, I don't know. We don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. We gotta find a
black
shop.
Fuck, is that a real possibility? God damn it. But anyways, appreciate you guys. Remember, man, don't suffer in silence, dude. If you got mental health or addiction issues, please, man, reach out, talk to somebody, dude. Get out there, get the help necessary. RN and I know all about it. Recovering alcoholics, recovering mental health problems. Still dealing with that shit.
God's still working on us.
Yes, sir. But I hope you guys have fun. Tune in next week, unless we drop like a surprise episode. But until then, we'll see you guys later. Y'all have a good one.
See y'all next week.
Where the fuck is the outro?
Yeah!